What's happening, troops? Welcome back to another video on the SharpDiv YouTube channel. In this video today I will be discussing the bid that has been made for a new centre back for Rangers named Filip Helander from Bologna. Bologna. Somebody help me out a wee bit in the comment section. Comment underneath how you would actually hear it rather than spell it. Maybe that'll help me out a wee bit here. At the time of recording this video, it appears that Rangers are in very advanced talks with Helander. The deal has been completed in terms of everything has been agreed, but he's on his way to Glasgow to do a medical with Rangers, and with all going well, he will be a Rangers player. People have been speculating on how much Rangers are actually paying, but I believe it is €4 million, which goes to £3.5 million, with add-on fees of £1.5 million. As a result of this bid and the money being put forward by the club, there has been a lot of financial experts out there claiming that Rangers cannot afford this player, but evidently with the money being put forward, it is in the banks. People seem to forget that Rangers are sitting on a very tidy asset in Alfredo Morelos, who incidentally appears to be going down to London for a trip of some sort, whether that is a break or it's a visit to Crystal Palace, which is being rumoured, a team that are interested in his services. Then albeit, not going to sit here and say that I won't miss Alfredo Morelos. He is our best player. He's a fabulous asset to have. He's a bailout player. Obviously he has a bad temperament, but that's something that could be worked on, obviously. But with this tidy little fee, if it's to be supposedly true, it just puts us in an even better place financially. Finances, for me as a Rangers fan, I'm not too worried about them at this current moment in time. I do not believe in spending money that you don't have. I do not believe also that Rangers are doing that, contrary to some of the experts' beliefs. Moving on to the player in question, Filip Helander, massive man, 6'4", quick Google search got me the answers to that. Adding him to the partnerships of Katic, Goldson and obviously Edmondson coming in the summer as well. That now gives us 4 hungry, young, big centre-halves. Big proper defenders. Players that are going to get stuck in. Players that wouldn't even pull out a 50-50 with their own mothers. An Italian journalist by the name of Nima Tavalelli. Yes, got that right. Like his second name a lot. Tav. Let's just call him Tav. Tav was on a radio station and he was speaking about some of the things that Helander does well and some of the things that he doesn't do too well. And with him being a centre-back, it's very hard to come by for us fans to go out there and look at highlights of him. Obviously, we would like to see him in proper action, and if you don't follow the Serie A, then it's very hard to come by at this current moment in time. So I sit here not knowing a lot about this player, but obviously I'm going to take Tav's word for it. No, not Captain Tav. Italian Tav. So Tav says Bologna signed him on loan from another club in Italy and he done really well. They brought him in to secure the penalty area and make it his. He's a very good defender and very good in the air. And being 6'4", I would like to see that. The thing about the Italian league and being an accomplished player within this division that really interests me is that it's incredibly tactical and incredibly defensive. So with him being a centre-half within the Serie A, I think it's really interesting and hopefully he is a great defender, as Tav is saying. Now the Italian Tav also said that he's not very good with his feet, and to look at our other centre-halves, I'm not too worried about that. I don't think Katic is incredibly good, don't think Golds is incredibly good, not seen enough of Edmondson, but if they can defend and they can do their jobs well, then I'm happy with that, very happy with that. Everybody went to school with players like them. Everybody had a mate that would just heed our was. Let's be honest, surely. And this is what these players are. Proper defenders. Something that you need in an incredibly physical league in Scotland. Those centre-halves aren't going up against incredibly gifted technical players. They're going up against big hammer throwers like Sam Cosgrove, Curtis Main, guys like this. Being physical, being big, being good defenders will only put them in good stead. So let's talk a wee bit about Helander's time at Bologna. He was a mainstay in the team for 1.5 years, but in January there, as a new manager came in with new, fresh ideas, he never really had a kick of the ball, which means that he was a squad player. It was going to be incredibly hard for him to get back into that fold with a new player coming in, playing more to the manager's needs, more to the manager's philosophy and ideals. So he was a squad rotation kind of type player going into the end of the season. Before that, as I did say, he was a mainstay within that team, so we could probably judge him more from his first season in which Bologna actually had a really good goal difference. They finished 15th in the Serie A, which isn't as good as 10th obviously, but they, compared to other teams around them, had a really good goal difference. Below them had like minus 30, minus 20, minus 25 and things like that, but they only had minus 12, which goes to show that they did have a pretty good centre-back partnership within that. And it has been shown in the past that players that are within a squad struggling to get game time in bigger and better leagues have came to Scotland and done really, really well. So I'm hoping the same for Helander. But what does this mean for the centre-back partnership? What does this mean for the shape going forward? Everybody's been talking about a free maybe being introduced. We've seen it earlier on last season when Gerrard tried to introduce the free, but at that time it didn't work at all. Motherwell, we were playing at the time, were able to isolate our defenders, get them done for pace, down the wings, and do really well against us in that matchup, and we reverted back into the 4 with 2 centre-backs. Not ruling out the free, but I think that it's very unlikely. I think that Helander will be coming in to compete with a guy like Katic, who is a left-sided centre-back, the same as Helander. Centre-halves are not easy to come by these days. Big, physical defenders are not easy to come by, and they're not cheap either. Goldson cost us about 3 million, Katic 2 million, and this big guy 3.5. So they're not easy to come by, they're not cheap. Steven Gerrard has invested a lot of his budget in centre-halves, which is somewhere where we had to invest. So that can be seen in a positive light in itself, that Rangers have put a lot of investment into those centre-back positions, and it will only keep us in good stead going forward. If you look at last year, Rangers scored the most goals within the league, so if Rangers can replicate that next season and concede less, it can only be good going forward. If you have enjoyed this video and you would like to see more, please subscribe to the channel, and if you're just kicking about right now, why not like the video? Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next one, and I'm out.
All my weakness keep on lingering.